Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a 12-month review. And you may be thinking, why is he doing this review? It is July the 24th. Majority of people are on summer in America. In Australia, most of our schools are actually going back in term 3, so it's a bit of in between. And why the majority of my customers in America, it makes sense that I review at the end of the year and see what's going on. But in this case, it's more important. It's my tax year. In Australia, we do our tax from July to June. So I've sat down and actually looked at how much money I've earned and how much money I've paid out in the last 12 months. This episode is actually about how much money I've earned, but how much money have I paid out actually running my TPT store to get my sales. So as I'm going through, I'm going to speak about it, but I will put the numbers up on the page about here as we're going through. So this is my year. This is my second completely full year. I think I've started, 2023 is when I really got started. So 23 to 24, so July to June is my second full year in terms of a tax income for me here in Australia. So how much did I earn for the year? I do apologize. I will be looking down my notes because I did go through them. I earned gross $10,539.02 US dollars. So I'm going to do this entirely in US dollars. So it translates a lot over for people because a lot of the costs and things we pay online are all in US dollars as well. Of that, TPT takes 20%. So they actually took $2,144 of income from my $10,539. Is that a lot? Yes, it can be. It's different to other platforms. But the reality is they're the biggest store online. They get the most traffic. And the majority of my sales, if you've been following it, are from TPT search, then bringing people to the store. So I can't begrudge that. It's a cost of business. So after tax, I've earned $8,394.96 US. And it's probably about $1,600, I should do the calculation of that. So I earned in Australian dollars, $12,681. Of that, what did I pay out to actually achieve this? And this is not accounting for my time that I use, obviously, developing products and then uploading them and refining my product descriptions and the like. TPT is $59.95 a month. Oh, my apologies, $59.95 a year. And in terms of costs, it's not really that much. I purchased Gamma app. I use this to develop PowerPoints, both at work and as well as for my TPT store when I do it. That's $180 US if you pay, and you have to pay that yearly to get that price. The other one I pay for is ChatGPT. In the last year, that cost me $240 US. They pay $20 a month for that service. Now, I use that more than just using TPT. I also use that for my other business I'm developing around teaching teachers how to use AI effectively, both online actually and in the classroom with my colleagues. I run weekly training on AI. I purchased Bearwood Labs, the crossword and the word search products, and they were $39 each. I think I paid for them as a bundle, but I couldn't find it when I checked the price up today. So $39 plus $39, but that's a once-off purchase, and I'll go through it separately. I pay for ConvertKit for my mailing list. Please do join my mailing list if you're a history teacher. And that's $180 US for the year. That's well worth it. I also paid for 4 months of Seller Spy, which came to about $39 US, about $40 basically, when I was learning to improve my SEO TPT titles. And I'll go a bit more in depth in that in a minute. I also paid for a Kirsten Doyle training, which was $29.95 on memory, which was a boot camp, which was really helpful in me redesigning my thumbnails. And you can see the new format as you've seen in the store. I've mentioned that before. And also paid $79 for the TPT Summit. And I'm still going through those videos because they're all in US time. I didn't get to see them live. So I'm going back now, watching them and picking out what tips and tricks I want to do to improve my store. The next one is Canva. I use Pro. Canva Pro is $160 Australian, which is just over about $100 US going through in that. So as a result of that, what I spend per year is $985 US, and that leaves me with about $7,300 US gross before my actual time or my hourly rate, depending on how long I spend doing resources. The amount of effort I put in varies up and down. And it also varies once I've created a digital product, except for the updating, it's done once. I don't need to repeat the process. So often that time is a lot more investment in front in terms of hours, and we get the benefits in the long run. Okay, so which of these will we be using again? An actual layout, actual payout costs. TPT, have to pay that every year, so I want to get my highest amount of return, which is 80%. Gamma, I said I use that for my normal teaching, and I also use it for TPT, so definitely a benefit using that. ChatGPT, I'll definitely be using that one again, and I'll explain why in a little bit in a few minutes. Bearwood Labs, which is the crossword and word search, it was a once-off purchase, so I do not need to actually run them again. I don't need to actually purchase them again. And crosswords are great. It's not perfect, but it does a good job, and I often use crosswords, things like that, to revision and develop vocabulary for my students. ConvertKit, yes, I will be paying for that again. I find that really easy to use for my mailing list. If you're a history teacher, certainly join that. SalesSpy, no, I won't be paying for that again. Basically, because what I've learned in the 4 months that I had it, I learned the pattern, the way it works, and the way it gives the suggestions. Since then, I've developed a ChatGPT custom chat that allows me to do exactly the same thing. So I now use that to refine and improve my titles, to rank high and be more relevant to the keywords that people will be looking for those particular products. And I'm in the process this summer of going back and updating all those titles. Okay, next one's the Kirsten Doyle's Training Bootcamp. Recommend you do it, but I don't think I need more. And the TPT Summit. And I'm still working through that because I paid for the pro, so I've got it for quite a few months. And there's so much information on there that it's going to take me a while to process that, so I won't need to do it again, at least this in the next 12 months. And then, like I said, things I try out from that list, I then put into practice. I'll let you know how they go, so you can decide whether you want to use them or not on your store. Of the ones that's coming out of that is about 580 US, which is basically 600 US I'm going to pay out each time that I actually do it. So there's about 405 US, which is a once-off purchase. I'm not going to spend again this year, so that's money in my pocket. Also, I mentioned I'll be paying for obviously Canva again as well. I forgot to mention that on there. When we're looking at getting started in TPT, all you essentially need is you need a computer. You need some software to develop your digital resources, because that's obviously what we sell online. And that can be Keynote, which you get free with your Mac. It can be PowerPoint. You may get that with some agreement through work, or you may pay for your own version. Or it can be Canva. All these allows you to develop it. All of them will export out to PDFs, which is the format I like to do. All of them can develop your digital copies as well, if you want to make digital versions. Now, there is more software out there that will do it easier and probably better and quicker for you. But I suggest don't start with that. Find out what sells, find out what actually works within your store before you go investing in different software, like, for example, I've done with the crosswords and the word search, because I couldn't find an easy way of doing it. And by paying that once-off fee of basically $80 US, I've got that software forever, and I'll just get lots and lots of value over it. And the longer I have it, the cheaper it gets relative to what I paid for it out front. And that's all you need. A computer, one of those software platforms, and your ideas, and convert them. Put the time and effort in there. Pick some really good, interesting resources to start with. Mix up your prices when you first start doing it. Have some cheap items, have some items of much higher value, and put them together in a bundle. So I'm going to leave it there. You can subscribe, share it with your colleagues. Comment below if there's particular things you want me to focus on in the comments, and I will do another video on those. Keep up the good work, and good luck with your store.